Hello, this is the first time I'm doing a video like this, but if you don't know me, I'm Andrew, the owner of 424 Solutions, build websites a lot, handle a lot with the Shopify platform, and I wanted to show off this new section I made. It's an image gallery, but it's got a lot of features that I thought was pretty cool. So let's get right into it. We'll add the gallery in here. It just comes up as a default gallery. Let's add some images, and I'm going to use a bunch of different sizes so I can show you a couple of cool features it has. These are just, stock images that are already on here as a development site. Let's add a couple snowboards. Add a square logo and then long logo. All right, so by default, it's just regular grid-based gallery, so it just kind of falls into place wherever it is. Doesn't matter the picture size. You got some cool hover animations. You have a title that you can align left, center, and right. Let's look at a preview so you see what it looks like on an actual front end of a website. Super simple gallery. But here's where the cool part comes in. You have three different layouts we can use. We can use masonry for a lot of these different sizes here. So now everything will kind of like fit together like a puzzle when you have different size images like that. Or we can use a carousel. So you can use this section in all different parts of your store, just depending on what layout you want to use, stuff like that. Got a cool little light box. Bring up the image real big. Let's go back to masonry real quick. Save that. All right, so let's look through some of these settings. You have the alignment for the title, description, if you want a container or full width. So when you're full screen, if you want it all the way across, you'd select full width. Default's 1200, which is usually what most stores use. How many columns on desktop? So you can add more across for a desktop layout. And then how many on mobile? So right now it's defaulted to 1. Let's save that again. These are the options for different carousel styles, whether you're on desktop or mobile. We'll come back to that. Autoplay, same thing. That's all that. We can change the border radiuses of the pictures. So if you want like a super rounded look, save that. Sometimes it rearranges while you're saving. Now you got real round corners. If you wanted them all squared, you set that to 0. If you wanted an actual border around it, you could add borders, all the standard stuff. But now we have some other cool things like box shadow, kind of make it look like it's popping off the screen a little bit. You can see like the outlines here. Different hover effects. So if you don't like this little zoom effect, you have a fade like that, or you have like a lift effect, so it's more like 3D. You get that nice shadow going on. Then the other cool part we have is the actual functionality of the gallery, and the reason I made it is I had a few requests of like having like a shoppable image gallery. So in each image, you can add a caption, a thumbnail caption, and there's an option for a button, which defaults by now, but you can make it say whatever. The button will show up if you link it to a product or something like that. So for this, we'll just close, and we'll link it to a random product here. We'll say snowboard, hit save. So now when we click on it, we have the caption here and a link directly to the product that you selected, so people can shop right from your gallery. One less step to get a sale. Then you have a thumbnail caption, which you could have separate from the default caption, just in case, your default caption is super long. So say close again, and what we'll do is we'll come back to the gallery, turn on the thumbnail on hover. Now when you hover over it, you get that nice little thumbnail caption. All different color changes and font sizes and everything for the different sections and buttons and text. Then if we switch this back to carousel, you can have two different layouts for carousel. So like let's say you wanted the cover flow effect on desktop. which you'll have to play through them to see what each one looks like. But that's a cover flow. But we wanted something like a cube on mobile. So now we have cover flow, and then if you go to switch to mobile, you got this nice cube effect here. You could also change how many images display at once for both using the same column setting. So let's say we want 4 on desktop and 2 on mobile, which is going to look weird with a cube. But now we have 4 displaying at the same time. And then I guess with the cube, it's not going to work on mobile. So let's see. The flip works. So now you got 2 on mobile. Bunch of cool settings, cool features, all built into one section. So we install it once, and you can use it in all different places of your website. So you want like a full gallery, switch that to either masonry or grid. Then if you want the carousel, you can add that somewhere else using the same section, just changing all these settings. But that's about it. Hope you guys like it.